Hey fam, you know what's the scariest part about life? You're living in 1 second, then boom, it happens just like that. Everything that you thought you had, everybody you thought you loved, everything that you thought was you, it no longer exists. You're gone off the face of the earth, and life goes on without you. I mean, why have we become so okay with this? I'm not okay with that. I'm upset, and you should be too, because I'm upset for you, and I'm upset for all of us that we think that this shit is normal. Like, think about it. All it takes for all of the work that you put in your whole life to be trashed in a couple of seconds, that's how real this shit gets. Would you say, if you were to go today, that you've done everything you needed to do in your life respectfully, that you're ready to face your maker? Okay, let's see about it.
The reality of it is that one day this is going to be you. What are you going to do? Are you going to wait until it's too late? Do you not know that this entire life was just an illusion? Wake up.
Apparently, you needed to hear this because this is your wake-up call. You never meet the same people again, you never meet the same places again, and you're never going to do the same things again. So there's one thing for sure today, that this is no coincidence that you're watching this video, because I promise you, you're probably never going to watch it again. You better pay attention. How much longer are you going to keep living this same life on repeat? How much longer are you going to keep walking past your own reflection in the mirror and ignoring it? Is that how comfortable you've gotten with yourself? Have you forgot how special you are? Let me remind you, you're probably not doing what you'd rather be doing with your life just because you've gotten comfortable, because you settled for something that made you comfortable with what you think you should be doing. The problem is, you don't know what you should be doing with your potential. Stop holding back on yourself. Every day that you wake up is an opportunity to do something different. You don't have to keep waking up and going back to that 9 to 5 if you don't fuck with it. You don't have to keep waking up and going back to that toxic relationship if you don't fuck with it. I want you to know that you have time to still take that risk that God has given you an opportunity to do. Well, your opportunity is always in the right now. That's why I'm here today. My name is Dr. Ariel Rossi. I'm a 21-year-old woman who genuinely knows how it feels to have big dreams, but never really know how they would become a reality. Just a couple years ago, I was where you are now. If you've been through the struggle, then you know what I'm talking about, because I'm talking to you. Have you ever felt like you wanted to give up at some point? It's okay. Many are called, but few are chosen. Pain is necessary part of life, because if you want something, that's the universe's way of testing you to see if you are actually worthy of it. You know you're chosen when the life that you're living doesn't fit you for real, because there's something out there that's calling your name, and it already has you written all over it. And I have a feeling that you know exactly what I'm talking about. You see the way that they got us living this life? It ain't it. It ain't it. And that's how they want it. Don't let that system that was designed for you to fail to get to you. The world has yet to see what you can do. Shoot, you have yet to see what you can do. I guarantee you that you always have a choice to do what you want to do. I've been there. I done that. And I'm telling you, life is so great once you figure out what you want to be doing with your life instead of accepting what you think you should be doing. You're a free person. What are you doing by wasting your time running away? Given that I come from the slums of the south side of Chicago, it was never set up for me to even make it this far. Heck, for me to even be making this video in front of you today. But each day you push through, you're actually closer to making it through the rain than you think, Reflection. I want to share a little about my life personally, to remind you that no matter how dark it gets, that you will always be the light. If you follow yourself will never let you down. Can't depend on nothing else in this life but you. That's why God created you, to be able to depend on yourself to live, to survive, to breathe, and all of those things, and nothing else to do it for you. I'm just saying, be thankful. You are a living, functioning human being. Don't let that shit fool you. If you follow your light, then guess what? You will always be able to trust in what's right. You see, back when I was 16, working at Walgreens pharmacy, I was trying to go to college at the same time. I had a little boyfriend, thinking I was grown at a young age, and I thought that was all life. I thought that I had it good being on my own, but meanwhile I was living in a crack house. I didn't have no support. I had to walk to work. I had to take the bus to work. I had to ride scooters to work. But anyways, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? I'm at Walgreens pharmacy. Boom, 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 counting pills, answering phones, pulling all the weight. Why they busting me like that and I'm a 16-year-old baby? They should have had me in the back. But anyways, pressure make real diamonds, okay? So that's a little bit about me. I had to grow up at a young age. I didn't have much family there for me because I was rejected as a child due to the fact that I wasn't like everyone else around me. And if that sounds familiar, we have more in common than you even know. Probably have more in common with the people around you than you even think. Because everyone low-key feels this way deep down inside. But not everyone is right there with you at that point in time. By day, I was working a job, and by night, I was going home, smoking weed, playing video games, and trying to sleep myself through the day. That was my life, on repeat. How could I ever do anything else with my life than rock if that was my life right there? And I didn't think that life was any more than that. And that was okay with me. Think about how many people, including yourself, is probably doing the same thing, especially if you're working a 9-to-5 and you never pay attention. Wow, I really waste a lot of my life on an everyday basis doing the same thing on repeat. And then people just die like that. And it's a whole system built for you to die and not do shit with your life. Why is that? Why is that okay for our people? For God's chosen people? It's not okay. Wake up. Eventually, at that age, everyone that I knew, everyone that I befriended from school, everyone that I thought I had, relationships with, ties with, family, etc., they never checked in on me. We didn't talk. I was in isolation. We didn't have no interaction. I was living like I was already dead. They had already forgotten about me. They just assumed that, oh yeah, she's good, she's over there. Nah. They didn't even ask. They didn't even check in on me. I thought that is all that I was, and that was all that it was to it. And I was like, oh well, if I could go back and tell myself something at that point in my time, it would be that you are worth so much more than that. And I am so sorry that you had to go through that, but I love you so much for being so strong. That you went and you faced that shit all by yourself. Like the strong warrior I know you are. I'm not just talking to myself in the past, I'm talking to you. Because at that point in my life, all that I had experienced was constant chaos and a struggle to survive. At 16 years old. It didn't even start at 16 though. The crazy part is it started at 14, it started at 13, it started at 12, it started at 5 years old for me. My family was messed up. So growing up, I didn't have that foundation. I didn't have that support. I had to be that support for myself, and I thought that was okay. It's the equivalent of a child that never been in school their entire life and they were raised in a cave under a rock. Oh, it's okay. No, it's not. Now I think you see where I'm coming from. No human being on this earth, good or bad, deserves to live in constant chaos just to live to see another day. At that current point in time, that was me. That was my daily life. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who is going through or has went through something like that. I was still a baby at that age. I didn't want to be living like that. I wanted to be out having fun. But that wasn't my purpose. I had to live exactly how the rest of my people did. Like no one cared for their existence, because no one knows what you're going through more than yourself. I felt like a prisoner to my own life at this point. I didn't even understand me, and I felt like no one else did either. My problem was that I didn't even know how I got there, why my life was like that every day, and what I even needed to do to fix it. Instead, I just kept doing what I could to make me feel good while I was going through a bunch of BS. Now, who else is going through something like that? You don't know why your life is the same BS every day. You don't know what you need to do to fix it. And you don't even know how you even got there, my friend. But you're just doing what you can to get by. As long as you're like that, they never got to worry about you. If you got to go through that, you want your children to go through that, you want your children's children to go through that, to go through even worse than that, that is not how one should be living their life. That is waste of life. That is the same reason why I almost ate myself to 300 pounds. You can see from the picture right here. Who would have knew that all of this was hiding up in there in her beautiful little cocoon? And I'm pretty sure there's so many butterflies out there that have yet to blossom and lift their wings and fly freely because they're in the cocoon as well. I want to help you get out of that cocoon and blossom and be free as possible. It's not okay because I was even going through toxic relationships and so many other things as an effect of me not knowing what was wrong with my mindset and what was wrong with the way I was living my life. If you're told and you're shown and this is all you know, then how can you ever do more than that? You have to learn. You have to learn at some point. And the only way that you're going to learn is if you fail a bunch of times and you finally get it right. If you get it right that way, or someone like me comes along and tells you, someone that actually been through what you're going through. Because if you feel where I'm coming from, then you know what's up. My life was always non-stop painful. The only time that I had felt less than that was when I was blacked out on drugs or alcohol. That's what I'm saying. You never know how messed up you are inside about your own life until you see yourself as more than that. They don't want you to know that. But I want you to know that. You're capable of so much more. Reflection. You're capable of fixing yourself through whatever you're going through, no matter what. You need to learn how to take accountability. I want to thank God I had an angel at that time period because I had good in me, but I didn't know how to do good. And I'm going to admit that. I was a good person that all I knew how to do was bad things because I felt bad. But God seen my light. Thank God I met an older woman at the time, an older sister, who saw the light in me that we both did not have the words to even express, but we felt that it was real and here to do the right thing. And she opened up her house to get me up out of the crack house that I was living in because I thought it was okay at the time because I ain't have nowhere else to go. I was trying to shelter myself and do what I could to provide for myself when no one provided for me. To let me live in her studio apartment. Shout out to sis because sis had lived in her closet while I lived on a futon in her kitchen next to her refrigerator. She let me have my own space next to her refrigerator. Yes, it ate me up inside that's where I had eventually ended up at one point, but it was better than nothing. And you know what I had? I had my joy. I was so happy to be alive. I didn't feel bad about life anymore. I felt better about life that I was in a place that I was loved dearly instead of fearing for my life. Instead of going through constant chaos every day just to survive. I finally had a break. And when I finally had that break, I finally was able to elevate. I was finally able to elevate vibrationally. So I started to attract more things and more people and more opportunities into my life. Real shit. That's why I say I'm grateful I even made it. Because this was all a dream. Because one day I had just envisioned myself on that futon, that I would have my own bedroom and that I would be in a house. Just a couple months later, I had exactly what I wanted. All I had to do was trust what was in here. You know what's in there. You gotta see what's up with what's in there before you try to see what's up with what's out here. Out here, listen to what's in here. You command that shit. Despite all the bad that may be happening in your life right now with no current explanation, it'll all make sense later on. Once you finally get everything that you deserve, because everybody will get what the fuck they deserve, one way or another. It's meant to either teach you how to do better or teach you what the better is actually all about. If it wasn't for the toughest of times, then you would never know that you're actually capable of doing way more. The box that you built around yourself, they got you to the messed up positions that you were in the first place. You need pain because you are afraid of your own potential. You need pain because you are afraid of your own success. Pain is a corrector from the Most High to put you where you belong. I believe in you because it ain't over yet. Being you will get you to where you need to be free, because you have a superpower, which is knowing how to make it out of the roughest of situations that no one that walks a mile in your shoes probably could have done themselves. And that's what I had to do to make it out of my situation. And after I discovered that, I also discovered that what I had thought about the bed that I wanted and the bedroom that I wanted, and I actually got there to that shit, even though it happened unconsciously and it was the most painful death and rebirth ever. I was quantum leaping at this point. So that's why I've created my own special exclusive VIP community for all of my star babies out here that want to blossom from their cocoon to the beautiful butterfly that I know you are. Because I genuinely want to help you and others like myself from the bottom of my heart to create the life that they deserve. Because our people, God's chosen people, have suffered enough. You need to go ahead and tap into the Cosmic Healing Center. I want to help ordinary people that have special gifts and abilities that have not even discovered them yet, like yourself. Turn your pain into your power and completely transform your reality from what you think it is to way more than what you can even imagine. I want to help you gain permanent awareness over your life. I want you to have the ability to remain in control of being able to choose what kind of life you want to live, no matter what, because it starts in here. If you want to do it all on your own, that's cool. But I'm talking to the people that know they need somebody that's going to help them have this awareness, because I've been there in your shoes and I've done that. And I know exactly the turning points that you're going to hit and the roadblocks you might run into. And guess what? You're going to need somebody that's been in your shoes to help you, because I'm pretty sure the people around you don't know what you're up against. But you do. And I do too. So instead of wasting your time feeling lost and misunderstood and confused while you're on your path, on your mission on this planet, I want to help you transform. And I dare you, because it ain't time for you to back out now. It's time for you to press go and put the gas to the pedal, because again, this is your cosmic wake-up call. But there's a catch. This community is not for everyone. Let me tell you how you know if this community is actually for you. If you currently feel lost in your life and you don't have any control or sense of direction of where you're going, this is for you. If you've been through really traumatic or life-changing situations that you had to overcome to reach a new version of yourself, this is for you. If you feel like nobody understands your spirit, then this is for you. If you feel like people around you actually underestimate your capabilities and your potential, then this is for you. You need to be around people that understand and believe and support you, family. This is for you. If you've always felt different and more awake and aware than the people that are around you, then this is for you. And if you know that the system that you're currently living on is set up for you to probably fail one day, then this is for you, baby. I got you. Come over here. If you know what it's like to be at rock bottom, come on. I'll give you a pat on the back. Come over here. This is for you. And if you always wonder why they're telling us everything but the real history of the melanated people, then this is for you. You see, I made this community because I know you want to find a greater vision for yourself through the gifts that I know you have that has the capability of changing the world. Why wait until it's over to say what you could have did when I know you want to do that right now? I know what it feels like to be in your shoes, so I know you want to have a clearer vision and actually have goals that you can obtain for your future once and for all. I know you want to become a great example and a role model for those around you by being a leader. I know it's probably some of you out there too that's watching this video that probably want to be an influencer. I know that it's a bunch of you that are already know what quantum leaping is, and you want to know how to quantum leap to any reality that you desire. I got you. I know you want to know how to raise your vibration by eating healthier. I heard you. I know you want to be around people who actually understand your thoughts and ideas and express them to people who get you. I know you want to completely transform your reality right now, overnight, and it's possible. I don't care what nobody else told you. I got you. I ain't gonna bite. This community is not for people who want to continue to stay asleep and live the same life over and over every day, with people to help many people as possible to awaken themselves and manifest their reality of the life of their dreams, using the exact same methods that God thyself has showed me to teach others who need this into a 90-day process. 90 days of you locking in on what it is that you need to do and coming out unrecognizable, being a version of you that nobody ever knew. Baby, I done been so many different versions of myself already. Come on, let's do it. I'm gonna show you everything you need to know to bring and call anything into your life that you desire. And I guarantee you gotta be consistent. You gotta have the mindset. You gotta do your research. I've done that for you. Let me teach you reflection. And that's not all. If you actually choose to join this community, that you are just like me and you want help, you want better for yourself. I wouldn't be where I am today if I didn't have access to this knowledge, this wisdom, this information that has changed my life through the guidance that I've received. I would never charge that much. I wanted to make it my purpose to help people like I needed help. With that being said, you are amongst the select few that was called and actually chosen because you watched the video all the way to the end. I got you plugged in with the hot deal today. You want to be able to have access to this exclusive sale on the community. And I'm only taking those who are serious. Out of all of the life-changing experiences that you had to go through that made you feel painful, how about you invest in one that's going to make you feel great? So if you're tired of feeling like a prisoner in your own life and you want to find your heart's true calling in this world without the burden of feeling lost and watching your life just go down the drain, DM me. I'm in on Instagram because this life, it ain't for the weak. And my love, you already knowing.